AITA for freaking out at my mom for not upholding her promise for the care of my child while my wife and I were in the hospital for the birth of baby number 2. My wife and I just got out of the hospital with the birth of our second child. Both of my parents were supposed to take care of and spend the night with my older son, 2.5, during this time. We went through every single detail together as this was the first time both my wife and I would be away from him overnight. So it was a big moment for us mentally. Both of my parents got the play-by-play, and our understanding was both parents would be staying overnight to help our son. My mom would talk about how they would both sleep either on our couch or on an air mattress in our bedroom as my son tends to get up several times during the night. He would walk through the house at night looking for us, so we wanted to make sure my parents would sleep on the same floor as him and be easy to find. While I ultimately trust both of my parents, my mom is a nurse and has a great overall motherly caring capacity. We were comforted that she would be with my son the first night away. She has spent more time with him and was involved with caring and changing his diaper. I trust my dad, but he did not have the same level of caring for changing diapers etc. with him. Without telling either my wife or me, my mom decided to not spend the night at our house and left my dad there alone. She left after my son went to bed so she could get a better night's sleep at home for work the next day. I found this out from the cameras at the house. I am not 100% certain about this, but I think there is a high probability she turned off tracking on her phone as her driving history randomly stopped. We share location via app. I found this out on my own the first night in the hospital and did not say anything to her because I did not want the drama while we were in the hospital. She did it again the second night. I asked my wife while in the hospital if it was her understanding that my mom would not spend the night at my house, and she said not. We contemplated if I needed to go home to make sure everything would be good with my son. While in the hospital, she was texting me updates about how the night went. Several times my son woke up, etc. I just felt like she was trying to play it like she was there when I knew she was not. I texted my dad directly to check in. After we left the hospital, I texted my mom saying going forward, I would like better communication regarding the care of my children. If she promises something to me regarding the care of my children, she needs to either fulfill it or discuss it with me if the plans change so I am aware. My mom got extremely defensive justifying her decision and would not let me talk over the phone. Her position was that nothing bad happened to my son. He was always safe and at home. I said I was done with this conversation and hung up. I took a later call from her and let her know all my frustrations with this in a not-so-calm manner. I used more swear words that I'm not proud of. I was worked up. She tried to tell me she didn't want to burden me with the details while we were in the hospital. I told her every detail will always matter to me as it relates to the care of my children. She broke her promise to me, and she should be ashamed of herself for causing all this drama on day 2 of my kid's life. I told her I lost some trust in her, am extremely disappointed this was not discussed as part of our care plans, and the fact she did not run this past me in the moment if the plans needed to change. Ida, Edit 1. To clarify, the sleeping arrangement was suggested by her. I offered the bed, and she said she doesn't want to mess with changing out the sheets. I could have told her I would handle the sheets looking back. Our couch is a large, oversized L-sectional. 2 full adults can easily lay stretched out without touching each other. Edit 2. There was no care plan, but instructions. He had to get to daycare during the day, and they needed to know how to sign him in, walk to the classroom, etc. Edit 3. The camera is over the driveway, and I have told them they record before. It was no secret. Edit 4. I do not monitor my mom's driving history purse. We use a family sharing app that shows the past couple of days' history by default. She can see mine too. Update. Thank you for all the feedback. We talked and both apologized. I apologized for how I reacted and the language used. It was a jerk move of me. She apologized for not communicating the change in plans. She said it was poor judgment and it will never happen again. She thought about letting us know but did not think it was needed because she knew our kid was safe. I made it clear I was not concerned with dad caring for our kid. It was about feeling like we were misled. She agreed. I think for me this demonstrated the blurred line between parents and grandparents, and it's obvious our communication needs work. I can't thank you all enough for your perspectives.